My name is Isaac, and I'm the founder of Camp Out from Cancer. I was 5 years old when I was diagnosed with brain cancer.
So we were a very typical family. Isaac and Ivy are just 1 year apart. Isaac had just finished kindergarten. We were just kind of starting our summer, and he wasn't himself one Sunday morning and said he had a headache. Within an hour, he was just screaming in pain from the severe headache. It quickly subsided, and I was a little confused by it, but just kind of brushed it off. And that had to have happened at least 2 more times that night. It was the very next morning that I brought him to the pediatrician to have him checked out. I just knew something wasn't right. In a few days, it just was not getting better. If anything, it was getting worse. We then went to the emergency room, and they had Isaac go in for a CT scan. I'll never forget, a nurse came in and was like, "Isaac, do you want to get a popsicle?" And she kind of walked Isaac out, and I saw Dr. Natalie, our pediatrician, walking down the hall. She came into the room and told me that I needed to sit down.
A couple of our friends were there waiting when April was there with Isaac, and I remember very clearly the nurses, 2 nurses had to carry her out to us after she got the diagnosis. And it was just seeing her so broken was so hard.
They told me that they found a mass. They told us that if we did not operate, that Isaac had 2 weeks left to live, and that if we did operate, that there was a 25% chance that he would not survive surgery.
I had 1 brain surgery. I had 30 days of radiation and 9 rounds of chemo.
We kind of tried turning Isaac's treatment into something positive. We really just tried focusing on being a kid to kind of help him get through those tough times.
Every time I was in the hospital, the day before I was going into the hospital, we would pack a bag.
Isaac would jam-pack this suitcase. He would be so diligent about what movies he was choosing and what coloring books, Play-Doh he would put in there, puzzles, and he was just making sure he had everything that he thought he needed to kind of be able to keep him busy and entertained while we were in the hospital.
I made sure that I was able to get there for almost every single treatment so that I could at least just come in and we could go and play games to try to break up the monotony of that experience.
Early on in Isaac's diagnosis, we were kind of just overwhelmed by the outpouring of support that we received. Neighbors and family and complete strangers and organizations that kind of just did whatever they could to kind of brighten our days. I just knew that when Isaac was healthy and life had kind of calmed down, that we had to do something to give back and kind of pay it forward for all that we had received. So I kind of just started thinking about what we could possibly do. And I just know that for Isaac, that what we had in the hospital for him was always the most important. He always needed something fun to do, and I just wanted to kind of give other kids something that they could kind of look forward to kind of take away the scariness and the fear that might kind of be there with them at the hospital. For some reason, we kind of just thought a camping theme, and we just thought about things that would go along with a camping theme. Every one of our care packages comes with an indoor pop-up play tent. We also give them a reusable book bag. Isaac and Ivy choose 2 books for each camper that they handpick based on their age and gender. Then they also get a flashlight, glow bracelets, a s'mores snack, and we also include a pair of socks that say, "I am brave." Stuff that a kid who's at the hospital or stuck at home not going to school, they could kind of just go in their tent, have a little escape, forget about all the craziness that they're dealing with, and just be a regular kid.
My son Noah was 3 years old and was diagnosed with a brain tumor called medulloblastoma. While Noah was inpatient for his treatments, we were there for about 3.5, 4 days. And it was there was a playroom, there's a couple of little things they have for kids, there's movies, but he just wanted to play. He wanted to get down on the ground, he wanted to play with his cars, he wanted to play with his sister, and he just didn't want to be in the hospital. No kid wants to be in the hospital, especially for 4 days. And that's when I heard about Camp Out from Cancer. And I thought, what a great idea. We could have this ability to give him this little escape within his hospital room. So I got this care package very quickly after reaching out, and when we opened it, it's like Noah forgot about the IV tubes. He forgot about the hospital. It was like now he could play with his sister and do the things that they used to do at home. And so Camp Out from Cancer just stands out in my mind as just this beautiful piece of such a difficult time.
When we came up with our idea, we wanted it to be something where the family could kind of enjoy it together. There were a lot of things that Isaac received throughout his treatment, and Ivy kind of felt left out. And so that was a big part in why we chose the tent and things like that, where their siblings could jump in there with them and their moms and their dads. We've received video footage of grandmas and grandpas in the tent with them. So just kind of a place where they can kind of just go and forget the IV pole and the pricks and the pokes and just kind of have their little hideout and getaway from the world of cancer.
When I see pictures of kids in their tents and all that, it makes me feel really good because I want to help people and kids just like I was helped when I was the one in the hospital. Okay, Carter's next and he's 6.
Okay, I'll get the books and you get the bag.
Either it's just Isaac and Ivy and myself and my husband, or we kind of call on all of our neighbor friends and, anybody who's willing to help pack care packages. I have the kids' names written on Post-it notes and their ages, and Isaac and Ivy kind of just personalize it the best that they can for each camper. When we first started Camp Out from Cancer, I never imagined that we would be where we are today. I was hoping that maybe we would be able to give 4 or 5 care packages a year as a family. And our family and friends kind of just rallied around us, and they believed in what we were doing and did whatever they could to kind of help support us and keep us going with it. And hopefully for years to come, we'll be able to keep kids camping out. And we can't do that without the support of our followers, strangers, and anybody out there that's willing to kind of jump on and support our mission. I'm hoping that as Isaac grows up, that this could be something that he could turn to kind of help him get some fulfillment and enjoyment and kind of know that his fight was not in vain, that there were bigger things for him to come, and that he is kind of leaving his mark in the world of childhood cancer in a positive way.
Sometimes I feel like I could be doing better than what I am doing, but when people acknowledge that we're really doing a good job, it makes me feel really good.